Hello out there, all my friends. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name's Dee, aka the Messy Perfectionist, and on this channel I'm sharing about my health journey experience through VSG, thyroid, PCOS, and more. Lately I have not done a video in quite a long time, so this is going to be my 1.5 year VSG post-op update. If you'd like to hear a little bit about how that journey has been and where I've been and what's been going on, stay tuned. So first things first, hi, how are you? You guys let me know what's been going on with you in the comments below, because I haven't heard from anybody, I feel like, in a very long time. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in my 9-month post-op video update or not, because I'll be real with you, I did not review the notes in detail from my past videos, and I did not revisit my videos, which I had in my brain thought I would do before I recorded this. But I have the opportunity to have the house to myself, the rare opportunity to have the house to myself, so I could do this little vlog video uninterrupted. So I'm not sure if I mentioned that I had to have shoulder surgery in October. And that is one of the main reasons why I haven't done an update, because that journey and process has been so much more than I had expected. If you guys have been following along, you know that I have had a hip replacement. I have had to have a lot of surgeries, and a lot of trauma has happened to my body from a major car accident that I had as a passenger in a head-on collision when I was 16. And I swear that the fun never ends from that experience, for sure. So I had to have surgery on my shoulder that entailed rotator cuff repair, bicep repair, and then a lot of bone spurs and abnormal bone growth where bone was grinding on bone, most likely probably due to an improperly healed previous fracture, which I'm sure happened again during that accident, since this is the wrist and hand that was broken, because the last thing I remember when seeing the car come at me was holding this hand out and saying, oh, I'll probably have to edit that out, but so it's been a process for healing that I did not expect. I am just now, maybe a month ago, able to like buckle my own bra. Not even kidding. So when I spoke with the surgeon before I had surgery, my bad, I guess, my misinterpretation was it was going to be about 6 weeks for recovery, and that I would probably be back to the gym, you know, strength training and all that again within 2 to 3 months. No, not so at all. It was like my second post-op visit with my surgeon, and I was just, you know, very much complaining about like, well, I can't do this and I can't do that, and it's just horrible. And he then told me that it would be 6 months to a year before I would most likely have a full range of motion back in my shoulder, if I got full range of motion back in my shoulder. We're about 7 months now out from that, and like I said, can just do things like buckling my own bra now. I have returned to the gym and have returned to doing yoga, and it's hard. There's things that I can't do with my arm that I used to do before with no problem, like warrior pose. Just, you know, I can do it a couple times, and then after, you know, 15 minutes, I'm not able to continue to do mountain pose. And then, you know, I can't bear weight on that arm when you are, you know, I don't know the pose where you're like from a plank and then you're going to turn. I can't hold my body weight with that arm. Yeah, so it has been a lot. That took a bit of an emotional toll on me as well, because again, I was feeling like I was just getting stronger again and capable. And then this, I felt like, put me back, and just that, along with no further progression in weight loss, spoiler alert, VSG, you know, that and with not having any more weight loss, and realizing that the weight loss that I have achieved from the surgery itself was done at about, you know, 6-7 months, was a little bit for me to handle. And I think that I needed to deal with a lot of emotional baggage around acceptance and again with self-love. And I also had to revisit other things that maybe could bring me joy with my once again found limited mobility. In that, I was really glad that my husband had gotten me my Cricut. So I will show you guys. Let me turn this a little bit. You can see my little Cricut Maker 3 here. My husband got me for my birthday in October. And previous to that, my crafty time had mostly revolved around sewing. I have not sewn since before I had my surgery. I can't. Still just, I mean, maybe I could now, but it's just up until this point, I wasn't able to, you know, because you need both hands and you have to be able to move. You do a lot of shoulder work. With the Cricut, that was kind of fun because I could make designs on my iPad and then you send it over to it, and you know, I could manage with my arm and my sling to lay the vinyl down and do things. So you can see at some point I did that sign on my sewing machine. It says fabric is my favorite color. I did the sign that's on this and it says crafter's gonna craft. And I wound up making a lot of Christmas gifts. I made all the Christmas gifts that way. I made some etched designs with like pictures that I had gotten from people. And so I did etchings on acrylic backgrounds and bought like little lighted bases and gave those away. And I made some ornaments for my nieces and nephews and just things like that. So that really kept me busy in a way that I could do at a pace I could do and feel okay with through December. And then we were at January and I was like, okay, now what? I still can't sew. I still can't buckle my own bra. And I can't really go to the gym and do anything worth my time. Because for me, running on a treadmill, well, first of all, I can't do that because I've had a hip replacement and I have a stabilizing screw in my pelvis. So doing anything like that, I can't do. Elliptical or bike, I did a little bit, but it really hurts me for days after if I am doing activities like that. I'm trying to straighten this a little bit more. Hope I am okay and straight and in frame for you guys. So the other thing that we did probably after Christmas or after the New Year was my husband helped me set up a proper craft corner area in our bedroom for me that I really like, and maybe I will try to take some video and insert it in here if I can figure out how to do that of the little area, because I really like the way it came out. We don't have an extra room for me to have my own craft room per se, so we have a big enough bedroom that my craft area has been in the bedroom and also where I film and all of those things like I've mentioned in past videos. So I feel like I have a very nice little craft corner with a dream someday I will have a she shed or you know, my very own craft room in a different building someday, but I'm very grateful for what I have right now. So the other reason I have not been around or vlogging has just been I have not had the emotional or physical endurance for it. I'm sure I've mentioned in other videos that I deal with chronic fatigue and you know, whether that's due to my thyroid, adrenally, I have issues from a lifetime of chronic pain, and also a lot of childhood trauma where I had a lot of anxiety every time I had to go home, like after school and things like that. So years and years of that kind of stress, and then through my young adult life, took its toll on my body as it does to one. And as good as I am now, there's still kind of these shock waves that I will deal with. And anxiety has been upped as well. And I am not a natural at this. Like, vlogging is not my thing. It takes a certain amount of energy, and for me, it takes me a lot of time to prepare, both mentally and physically. I know for some people, some people seem so natural at it in front of the camera, and they're just like, man, they just flow. And for me, I feel like I only can do that through the magic of editing afterward. and several takes before I get the take that I kind of like. And I still say a lot, and I still stumble. So I really appreciate all of you guys who have continued to just be patient with me and just follow along in this journey. I so appreciate all of you. Now, I haven't been completely off of YouTube. I have started another YouTube channel, and I will have that linked in the description below. I don't know if you can link it up in a card or anything like that at this time. If I can, I will. You can also find the channel on my channels page of the main like YouTube cover page that content creators have. And it's just D the Messy Perfectionist, whereas this is now D the Messy Perfectionist vlog. D the Messy Perfectionist is my art. It is my learning experience with art. It is my love and passion, and something that has really helped me through going through emotional and physical struggles that I've been going through lately. In addition to my own things, I have also have had family health issues and lost a family member I was very close to. So it's just been a lot those last several months, but art has always been therapeutic for me, and I refound that I love to color. And actually in the back I'm looking, those are this is pencil drawings that I had done. I haven't drawn in a long time, and this was like one of the first drawings that I did, and I don't have this on my channel, but I did this with pencil, like a desert scene. And then I just found really cool adult coloring books and submerged into the world of that. And you can see my little collection over here. So anyway, on my other channel, I share my unboxing and first impressions with like coloring books or art supplies, and kind of my finished works as I am going through things, and also some color alongs. It's a learning craft channel for sure. It is not like I am, an artist like many other amazing people that are out there and that I see. So, but if you are interested in seeing what I've been up to, and you like kind of that feel for things and learning art, and just maybe you're just curious, please go ahead and check that out and consider subscribing to that channel. I've only been creating content on that channel for about 28 days, so that's fairly new. But that has been something that has felt very easy to do for me, and authentic and not stressful. And mostly the reason is my face isn't on there. I have, the phone camera over the art, and I just art away and then record, and then I can just edit out later to shorten it up some or speed it up, whatever I need to do voiceovers, that kind of thing. So it's been a lot of fun, and probably a lot of my focus in regards to content creation will be more driven there, as opposed to like VSG updates, because I don't have much to report on in regards to that. With that said, I will get to that piece. So I probably stopped my weight loss between 6 and 7, 8 months, something like that. I can't remember. I'm not really sure when that stopped. I'm sure it's in a former video somewhere, but I had gotten down to a loss of around 75 to 80 pounds, stabilized pretty well at about 75-pound weight loss. I would say it's closer now to 70 pounds, and it's been that way for like the last 4 or 5 months without any kind of severe dieting or calorie restriction. I'm pretty happy with the results overall, because the fact is I couldn't lose that 70 pounds without having this bariatric surgery. So I'm very glad that I had it. The other thing that has been wonderful is, of course, it regulated like everything in my health that was already pretty good for the most part, but maybe slightly elevated, like slightly elevated cholesterol, elevated blood pressure. My A1C was never bad, but it was like right, it could have gone over to that pre-diabetic level. All that's perfect now. My blood pressure is like athlete level. It's great. My cholesterol's the best it's ever been in my entire life. I do need to get some recent labs probably soon, because it's probably about that time. Especially I would like to know more with my thyroid. as I had even gotten off my thyroid medication because my thyroid swung the other way, which was very confusing to me. And honestly, all of my weight loss progression stopped once they took me off my thyroid medication, which was really a bummer because I was feeling no hyperthyroid symptoms. I was still suffering really bad with the chronic fatigue that I deal with. Doesn't matter how much sleep I get. Doesn't matter. I mean, I do all the things. I do all the things, you guys. Okay, so exercise and trying to eat right and all these things. Am I perfect? No. Are there things I can do better? Absolutely. Like I should be drinking water now. Instead, this was my treat for the day. I was like, I want an iced coffee while we were out. So hang on. Let's see what else. We got a new puppy. So I was feeling like I really needed to have a doggy again in my life. We had to have our dog take the long sleep about a year and a half ago, maybe it's 2 years. I have no concept of time. I'm so sorry. It's been a while. It's been well over a year since we lost our dog, Reese. And at that time, I do what a lot of people do, and I'm like, I'm never getting another dog. I'm never doing it. I never want to go through this again. It's too painful. I'm not doing it. Never getting another dog again. And then as I was kind of going through a lot of this stuff and the emotional things, I really missed having a dog around. And we had a little visitor from down the street. Turned out he came from down the street. But long story short, one night, this little doggy was running around on the street, and our neighbor thought it was another neighbor's, which he was not. So no one knew where he belonged, knocked on some doors, nobody answered. And and he ran right in our house. So I said, all right, we'll keep him, overnight, and then I'll take him to a vet in the morning and have him scanned for a microchip. And if, we can't find a home for him, we'll keep him, but we'll, post some things and see if we find us home. Turned out he belongs to someone on our block. And they claimed him like the next day while I was at the vet's office. But just kind of having him here that day, kind of sparked all of that emotion again. And I remembered how wonderful it was having a dog around and just seeing my daughter play with a doggy and all those things. So we spent a lot of time looking around, and it just happened we found our doggy at the animal shelter on a weekend where they were doing free adoptions, or they were sponsored by Bissell. So we got our dog there, and he's just awesome. So we've been doing doggy training with him at PetSmart, which is so worth it if you guys don't know and you have a dog that's needs a little help with training. It trains you on how to train your dog, and I think it was very affordable. I think it was $140 for 6 sessions, 6 one-hour sessions, which they almost always went over an hour. And we practiced those techniques with him, and he's gotten really good. So I think we're going to do the intermediate class later on, just to teach him a little bit more, because now that he got comfortable with us, he's doing a lot of that jumping and that kind of stuff. So yeah, but he's been a great addition to our family and has brought us a lot of joy, even though having a new dog or new puppy is its own level of stress, of course, as well, but it's a good kind of stress. It's a worth it kind of stress, if you know what I mean. So back to VSG, I did mention that I hadn't really made a lot of progress in regards to weight loss. I would say I've lost between 70 and 75 pounds through my experience. I lost a lot in inches since my last update, and I'm just turning my head over here because I have my notes on the computer, but it looks like measurement wise, I did lose a couple of more inches off of my hips and a couple of inches off of my chest under my bust did go down, but everything else stayed the same. So now that I'm finally able to kind of go back to the gym and start doing some strength training again, it has felt really good to kind of jump back into that routine, but it's just also been a struggle because I am not where I was previous to having that shoulder surgery. I can't lift as much weight. It's just more difficult. Even doing yoga, there are certain things like cactus pose, I don't have it's painful. It's like, this is as far as I can go without a lot of stress on that joint, and this is where I can go with this for reference. So we'll see. I can sleep better at night, whereas previous to that I hadn't slept consistently for over a year. So that's a good sign, I guess. Just if you're thinking of having shoulder surgery, just know it's going to be a long recovery and it's normal. So that's kind of it, guys. I really just wanted to give you a personal update on where I've been the last couple months and what's been going on. A year and a half after VSG, I'm still very happy that I did it. I wish I had lost a little bit more. I know I said it didn't matter, and initially I was like, oh, I'll be happy if I just lose like 30 pounds. And the fact is, I really, in my back of my brain, there was a number that I wanted to get to, and I'm 30 pounds from that. So that didn't happen. But I am in a size 12 very comfortably. I am in a large for most things, like some shorts and things like that I got were in a large, and I had some other clothes that I had set aside from long ago when I was thin. I was at my thinnest before, that fit very well now, or even baggy now. So and I definitely notice more tone. That is something, and of course that's from exercise, though the last several months have been a little bit challenging in that way for the reasons that I discussed. Let me know what you guys would like to know more about. If you've been following along, you know that I have been certified as a life coach, a Reiki practitioner, a holistic nutritionist. I haven't done much of anything with these titles and certifications in a very long time. But if you would like me to touch on a subject, maybe you want to know more about PCOS and how I got pregnant through that journey of polycystic ovarian disease and having 4 previous pregnancy losses. If you want to hear more about that, if you want to hear more about just whatever, I will be open to suggestions and hearing what you guys would like to know more about. And please visit my other channel and consider subscribing there. I would love to have you over there. It's been such a joy doing, and I've just had so much fun with it. But until we speak again, I hope you all have a beautiful day, have all been well, and remember to take care of yourselves and be good to each other. Bye.